this live uh, broadcast uh, on meditation practice. And today there are many of you joining from the Netherlands, the Netherlands meditation group. All the yogis who have participated in retreats from Netherlands. I like to talk about something that's clearly affect our meditation practice. If we take our daily life, the life that we lead, meditation in relation to that life is something like an oasis. It's like when you are traveling in the desert, very tired, there's no water. Nobody is willing to share their water with you because everybody wants to be alive with their own little water bottles. So you're tired, you're weary, and you're uncomfortable and sweaty, and you have to constantly put effort and energy to come out of this desert. So life today is similar to that. Not like when we were little children, little boys and little girls, but today life is very demanding, very challenging, and often this life is not very kind to us. Everybody is selfish. Everybody is has their own agendas. Even this selfishness has crept into the most beautiful parts of our lives, like beautiful relationships, relationships between parents and children, brothers and sisters, relationships between loved ones, lovers, spouse. Everywhere, this selfishness has crept in. And this makes it very hard for us to not only have happiness, but even to have a little comfort in our lives. Because we feel all alone. We feel that everybody has their own agendas and everybody is out to get something, if not you. So, in this life that we lead, we're getting up in the morning till we fall asleep in the night. We are constantly running, constantly wasting our energy. And little we do we realize that each moment that we spend, we are coming closer to death. And when we are at the deathbed, about to die, what have we done with our lives? Because other things will eject us. The job that we give our life to, as when we can't do enough work, they will replace us with a younger person. So even the life itself will be replaced. The body will be replaced. So this is the nature of our life. This is the nature of this desert, traveling in the desert. And meditation practice is like coming to an oasis in this desert. It is like a retreat is something like an oasis. It's a safe environment. where we come to experience the true nature to ourselves, who we are. We come to understand this. The whole world, with its beings, has a balance. This balance is called nature. And when this balance becomes disturbed, imbalanced, there comes commotion. So in our lives also, when in this mind and body there is imbalance, the suffering, the stress will happen. In practice of meditation, we try to find this union of this mind and body, find this balance of this mind and body. So there will be peace that you yourself can attain by simply bringing yourself into this balance. So in this oasis of meditation, in this oasis of retreat, we create a stillness, a calmness, not disturbing oneself and not disturbing others. That's what you find in retreats. And the things that disturb us most, if you ask this question from yourself, what disturbs us most? Or what brings us stress most? What is the cause for this stress, this worry? And we will find that sometimes we get really angry. We hate things. So when we hate things, when things are not agreeable to us, there is stress, there is unhappiness arising. So this pushing away of things, whether it's psychological or actual situation, even the perception. If we look at something, we might either like it or dislike it. The dislikable picture, if that is there for a long period of time, there's stress in our minds, stress in our visual stress happens. But if it is a sunset, a beautiful thing, the opposite of that arises. So there can be hatred, then there can be desire. So the hatred and desire and not knowing what's going on with us, the ignorance, the delusion. So these three things, these are the roots that creates all this suffering. And it is very important to come to this oasis and know how to relax, know how to let go of what is unwholesome for us and cultivate what is wholesome. Now, this knowledge is the knowledge of the Dhamma, the knowledge of the nature or reality. And that's what I am giving you, explaining that. And that's what you practice in a retreat. So our lives, when we get angry, when we hate something, immediately we know, nobody needs to tell us anger is bad, hatred is bad. As soon as it happens, we are unhappy immediately. We feel a burning in us, hatred. We feel this burning. Later on, we might, after we shout at somebody or think badly of somebody, when we are alone, we repent. We think, oh, we shouldn't have thought like that. We shouldn't have acted like that. So we think this way. And the suffering continues. So there's so much of guilt that we harbor in our hearts, which goes on and on for years and years in our lives. And life is so short and precious. So we waste our life by harboring this type of guilt of what we have done and said and thought. And it's very difficult to let go of that. It's easily said than done. So, if we don't understand, if we don't pay careful attention into how these roots of greed or desire, unwholesome greed, unwholesome desire, and hatred and delusion work in our mind and body, in us, if we don't know this properly, if we don't pay attention to this, we will not know a way out of it. We have to continue our life just like this until the dying moment. We will not have found peace. So, this practice is to understand everything here and now, not something that you have to die and expect later. If it works here and now, it's just like studying for an exam. If you study well, you get the results. Simple as that. If you don't study, you don't get good results. But you don't need to have false belief, but you have to have confidence in oneself that this practice works. You have to have the confidence that you are in an oasis. If you don't know that, oasis will rejuvenate you, give you peace, you will keep on going, passing the oasis. You won't see it. You will get sidetracked with mirages. So, therefore, it is very important to see these roots, how the roots work in us. Especially the root of excessive desire. Our whole life is a expression of our desire. Just look at yourself right now, the environment that you are in, the things that you wear, the items that you use, even the way you look. Everything is an expression of your desire. So if you don't have a desire to buy a particular item of clothing, you will never buy that. So it is not that desire is bad, that you have to let go immediately desire forcefully. It is to understand the the repercussions of excessive desire so that peace will arise in our hearts. So this is what we must do. So the excessive desire is extremely powerful. We get up in the morning wanting something, wanting this. We're like crazy about wanting. It's like the mind is sick. It's like the mind is having a plague of wanting to do something or say something or to achieve something or to pump up your ego, to win ego battles. So this is how life is. And then to achieve, to do better than others. So half of the time, even if you waste your life on thinking like this, it is not, your achievements doesn't happen because you're thinking that way. Achievement happen because you practically do a particular thing in order to get somewhere. That's what brings you to success, not by developing excessive desire. So, this I like to give as an introduction of the talk. I will want to give a talk on desire, how it works in our lives later on. But today I just wanted to give you an overview of how these things are influencing us and how that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. When you find an oasis, you can get rejuvenated and keep on walking. And therefore, meditation practice is a very important part in our lives. Our life is as if is made for meditation. If you ask what is the purpose of life, it is to come to this oasis. It is to get out of this desert, not to remain in this desert and carry on with petty matters. So looking beyond what you can already see, come to a place of full peace, happiness, where you can be a shining light, not only to your life, to your loved ones, but to the whole world, to all living beings. So with this, I'd like to conclude the talk today. If you have any questions, now I can take some questions. So you can ask the questions now in the group chat, and I will be seeing the um, chat that you send here, and I will answer the questions. It's good that if you ask questions pertaining to what I've been talking today. So the questions, we are having the questions here, and the first question that we have is from a yogi from Netherlands, and it says, so the question we have is, we haven't had the question yet.